My Hindi is not very good, so I'm going to talk in English. I ask for forgiveness for it. Sorry. What Hinduism is going through now is a war. We are all going through a war, but we don't know it. So we are all sitting at home, we are watching TV, we are having our food, we are living life as if things are normal. And that's why whatever you're seeing is happening. Whatever you're seeing, all the abuses that are happening to all the gurus, what the media is doing, the whole scenario is not what it seems. Like Sri Raviji was talking about all the things that the media was saying wrong. Right? We are trying to talk to them as if they are wanting to listen. We are trying to explain our point of view. We are trying to talk in a civilized manner. Unfortunately, that is the wrong approach. They are not there to listen. People are not there to listen to you. Right from the time when this case was cooked up in some room somewhere, in which country we don't know, the entire thing has been planned. So they are not going to listen for reason. Nobody is looking for the truth. Nobody is looking for reason. 3 years back, we went through the same scenario. Exactly same scenario, step by step. They made a false accusation. Then they started putting a lot of other accusations on. The media would never listen to anything that we had to say. They would then claim this false arrest as if Swamiji was running away. He was in Kumbh, we were talking to the police. Everything was in the open. But they would put a thing as if. So the entire story is a repeat. It is a pattern that they have perfected. They have done it for Jayanti Swamiji, Swami Nityananda, now they are doing it with Asharamji. It is not a mistaken. It is not that they are mistaken. It is not a case where you explain to somebody and they will understand. See, we need to know this. Hindus are living in a deep sleep. This war did not start with Nityananda Swamiji, did not start with Jayanti Swamiji, did not start, to Chandra Swami before that. Who were there? A bunch of things that happened. It did not start there. It started 1,000 years back. It started when the Mughals invaded us, and we let them invade us. The Mughals came, they took the country away. They took the country away, they took all the temples away. The physical property, our bodies, land, were gone. 400 years later, the Britishers came. They took our minds away. They destroyed the Gurukul system, which was the biggest blow. See, we did not lose anything when the Mughals attacked us, because we did not care about the gold. They stole all our gold. They broke our temples. But our temples were only a representation of the divinity that we carried inside us. So the temple is falling, we could handle. So we were very tolerant. We said, okay, come, you rule us, we don't mind. 400 years back, later the Britishers came. They destroyed the minds of our people. They destroyed the Gurukul system, which is the biggest blow to Hinduism. They destroyed the Gurukul system and bought the convent schools. So the entire education system is now teaching what the Britishers wanted us to learn. The language I am speaking, I am not speaking Hindi. Why? Because I went through a schooling system which taught me English. And all the people who are attacking you are all from the same background. They do not understand Hinduism. I was lucky that I met Swamiji, Swami Nityananda, 4 years back. Before that, I was one of the same people. I did not understand Hinduism. I was thinking, oh, all this doesn't mean much. This is all backward. This is what people are taught. And they've been taught this for the last 500 years. That our ancestors didn't know anything, that this is the right way of living. And why did they do this? Because they wanted to make clerks. They wanted to make Indians clerks to work for them. So, you can do that only when you take away somebody's self-respect. When you take away somebody's self-respect, you can make them work for you. And the best way to take somebody's self-respect is to deny their heritage. You deny the fact that their ancestors were great. You say, oh no, they're all primitive. We are the great people, right? And we believed them. That was the second defeat. 500 years, 1,000 years back, we lost our country. 500 years back, we lost our self-respect. And now what the battle is for our souls. right? Our body is gone, our mind is gone, and now the fundamental basis of Hinduism is the masters who carry the space of divinity. This is everything can go, but when there's one master who is alive, all of Hinduism can come back. We have had this before. Shankara came when there was no Hinduism in India. He brought everything back. When Krishna came, he revived everything back. One master can revive the entire heritage back. That is the strength of Hinduism, and that is why they are being targeted. Because the people who don't want Hinduism to flourish know this. They know that when you denigrate our masters, and if people lose trust in them, that is the end of Hinduism. Right? That is when, and that's happening now. The saddest part is happening now. Right? And why are they succeeding is because, like Raviji was saying, Hindus do not trust each other. They are too divided. Why did the British, with such a small country in a small corner of the world, and who were at the time when they came, 1600s, they were a much weaker country in terms of technology, in terms of knowledge, in terms of civilization than us. Why were they able to take over? Why? Because we were divided and we did not trust each other. And so this is something which you all know. I mean, unfortunately, we all know that we are divided and people can come and take over and so on. But there's a bigger thing that we don't have. And Swamiji has been talking about this in the last year or so, is this concept called responsibility. We have everything. We have integrity, we have our ethics and morals, we are very strong, we are authentic, but the thing that we lack is taking responsibility. We do not stand up for what we believe in, because we are spoiled children. Like when I have a father who is very rich, the children become irresponsible. They go play their own and they don't become responsible. We are like that. We've had very rich fathers. Our ancestors have given us treasures of wealth in terms of knowledge, in terms of how to live a blissful life. We do not need to go to psychiatrists. We do not have diverse rates of 60% or 70%. We have a society that's extremely stable. Yes, we have some problems here and there, but overall, the quality of life we have is very high. And so, we have taken it for granted. We're thinking that all this came for free, it will remain forever, and we don't have to do anything about it. And that's the mistake. When the Mughals came, we did not stand up. We said, let them come. Right? And we fought a war and we let them go. This is a story of how Ghazni attacked 17 times and he was let go every time. And the 17th time he won and he killed the king and his children right in front of him. Right? So, responsibility is two things. One is knowing that you are the last stop. You are the solution for a problem. There is no next person who is a solution. Each one of us is the solution. That is responsibility. The second thing is, responsibility is being responsive to life. When life throws something, you need to respond to it. When the Britishers are stealing our money, we need to stand up. That is what Gandhi did. That is what all the freedom fighters did. They responded to it. They did not keep quiet. Right? So, not facing a challenge is the biggest problem we have. We need to respond to it in the way it is coming. When Ghazni is coming to attack you, when he is a cruel tyrant, you need to respond in kind. You cannot say, I will be very tolerant. That works with a different set of people. Not with them. If Hitler was attacking us, non-violence would not have worked. Trust me, he would have killed everybody. Non-violence worked because of the enemy we were facing. So we need to attack the enemy that we have in the way they present themselves, proportionately. That is responsibility. Responding to life the way life presents itself. The enemy that is today is not civilized. They are not tolerant. They are not willing to see the truth. So, showing any amount of truth doesn't matter. In Swamiji's case, there is enough and more proofs. The CEO of Sant TV, Saxena, confessed on Jaya TV 1 year back. Last year, he confessed on Jaya TV saying this whole video was morphed and they have a news team that constantly produces these kind of videos. They take them and they get money, right? They get lots of money. And in our case, we did not pay them because we did not believe in that. Right? So manufacturing these fake videos is their business, and he has confessed it on Jaya TV. It is on record if you go to YouTube, and the court has accepted that. But not a single media has presented this. I'm sure none of you know this. How many people know this? Huh? You know that? Okay, great. But I've talked to so many of my friends and I say, is this so? Right? It is because the media is not wanting to present the truth. It is not that the media doesn't know it. This is big news. They all covered it. It is not that they do not know. They know it very well. But they are not interested in the truth. They are interested in defaming the gurus. Partly because of the funding. See, there's a huge set of people who are funded by forces that don't want Hinduism to succeed. A large majority of them have been brainwashed culturally through the education system. The education system does not teach people what is Hinduism, what is our culture, what is great about it. It teaches that we are primitive, that the modern life means something else, and all the people, knowledge that we had for the last 5,000, 10,000 years is wrong, and spirituality is ignorance. This is what is taught, either directly or indirectly in our schooling system. This is what the people writing all the articles believe in, and this is what the people who are shouting on the news channels believe in. And so, that is what they will see, and they will refuse to see anything else. So unless we stand up, we cannot reason with people who are not reasonable. You have to stand up. There is no other way. We have to stand up. We have to respond in exactly the same way. When people are being autocratic, we give them back autocracy. When they are being unreasonable, we hit them back the same way. Right? That is responding. We need to respond to the situation with the same ferocity with which we are being attacked. We are at a war. The enemy knows it. They have been planning for many years. But we are still sleeping at home. We are thinking that, oh, war will come 100 years from now. And everybody thinks this till it hits them. Swamiji, our ashram, we were very deeply involved in scientific research. We were doing how to remove suffering of people. Swamiji has developed so many techniques to solve so many diseases and psychological problems and so on. And this is what we've been working on. But when this whole cyclone went through, and luckily we have survived, right? Many people did not. But in some Nityananda's case, we have survived and come out. There's enough evidence, and very soon the case will. Yes, and legally too, absolutely. Legally is that's the only institution in this country that is functioning.
Yes. Sorry to disturb you. Okay, we all agree whatever all happened, but how to come out of this problem? That should be the first decision. We have to make it out. No?
Yes, ma'am.
That is the main decision, and we have to go step forward. Otherwise, past is past. We know the kings came, and all from the past, the Hinduism is not going with this man. But now, at present, what is in the self? No? For emergency,